weekly government, press, and civic engagements. We are on top of all the devices there now. This attempt for the devices will all be in the silent mode or in talking. Thank you very much. It's exactly 2 p.m. Today, 15th April 2025. I want to welcome all to the weekly government press conference we also use for civic engagement. Today, we get a very high-level panel for providing updates on 2 critical security-related issues. Number 1, an unfortunate fire incident in happened that alone we the State House in Central Freetown. We don't bring up 2 of the top people across government. One person responsible for the immediate response, and the other person will look at disaster management in the country, who can provide updates to the people of Salone. I also proud to say today we get here my colleague, the Honorable Melrose Kamenti, who is the Minister for Social Welfare, who will deal with the fire situation and that. We talk to social welfare, we deal with another issue in America security related. Because some of the migration issues here we deal with their security problems. And we will kind of discuss, and we will also get 1 or 2 of the Salone brother and sister as well for spotlight some of the issues there we talk about. As usual, I want to take this opportunity to tell thank you to members of the 40 states. They always cover the press conference, the print and electronic media. I want to thank you for your support. I want to say thank you to all the people that we particularly help we for bringing this press conference back to the people of this country. We partner them, Sarah Water, Apicel, particularly Orange, and VSO, and plenty others that will also be as the press conference is done. Special thanks to UNDP, who are helping for upstate this case, the Chinese government for their support to be. Now, I'd like to quickly about the news updates and country. Since last week, His Excellency President Julius Malabio today the whole State House for to do a personal assessment of the damage we fire because State House where the fire incident on Saturday 13th April 2025. His Excellency will tell thank you to the respondents and he said they look forward to the investigation to establish a true cause of this fire the situation going forward. The Honorable Vice President Dr. Mohamed Jumejalo said to praise the interagency response team for the swift and diligent efforts following that fire outbreak the way it happened in the State House on Saturday. In other news, the Honorable Vice President will also commend PC Holdings Limited on the historic signing of that 12 million loan facility they get with the International Finance Corporation to support the company in large-scale onion farming projects at Lokomasama and Putloko districts. This family losing a part of President Bill's commitment to fit Salone and with its private sector investment to show confidence in the work with His Excellency they do and the measures that we don't put in place for the country. The Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Alpha Sise, ESQ, and Indemnity, Madam Saptu, Mr. Sakor, ESQ, that they hold one special strategic meeting with the leadership of the Salone Police for strengthening the country in response to sexual and drug-related crime. And then they talk about how they will work together for make sure we reduce particularly violence against garbage in the school system. In other news, we have been seeing over the weekend, Forbes Africa we feature Salon, very special edition. We feature the leading people at Salon who work on innovation and transformation, and we underline the big role with different entity and the play that the country, the private sector, in the public sector, members of governments, and all that for contribute to what we call a transformation we President building needs as a road. And it highlights companies like Marapama, CTC Mining, and others where they say like sign up economic climates in the country. If you don't watch the edition it, I encourage you to pick up a copy, go online and see the Forbes Africa latest edition with Asalo at the front page. The President of Kosovo and His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, they hold a special meeting during the Antalya Diplomacy Forum in Turkey. When I know say His Excellency attend this diplomacy forum, the way we begin, we get plenty important meeting with other world leaders there. And the final one, now that His Excellency in the keynote, we go now this conference na Istanbul, Turkey, even call on the world leaders there for them work hard for transform the international system, especially the UN Security Council. You see, the council that I outdated, as you know, was one of the leading figures in the world, we call for reform of the global order. And we go again at this diplomacy forum, we will make a very persuasive case for why the world needs for reform. So that we get for now as part of the news updates. We happened last week. I want now to talk to the panel from the far right, again Lieutenant General Itai Ibrahim Asisi, and the Director General for the National Disaster Management Agency. Next to me, of course, against those committee, the Honorable Minister of Social Welfare, and then on the left, I will call a national hero, somebody who been fed for this country for years, don't call attention to some issues that we now capture the country attention. Mr. Dazi Kabandabongi, who is the Chief Fire Officer for the National Fire Force at the Republic of Sierra Leone. Mr. Kabandabongi, anyway, we start with. Everybody want to know. Saturday, we all the weekend and the general the top general the day per marriage, and the day per chili, yes, instead of chili. Everybody you remember outside the day, when somebody call you and tell you, hey, fire, they are the seat of power that we can't see. State House. We see plenty news, some fake news and all that. You are the authoritative voice as the primary respondent. I'll use this opportunity to brief the public. What's happening? Who send the call car, what to do, how long it take, how it affects the fire, the extent of the damage, and we think that our assessment so far of the cause of the fire. We focus on landing first, State House, first question. I guess a couple of follow-up questions for you, but go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, and thank you very much, Sierra Leoneans, for our patience and the idea state in different areas now for able for new updates. See, I also go on the pastor website. I will start by saying the chapter start. Precisely around 3:05 on that fateful day, we get a volume call to the National Fire Force since State House day on fire. And what we do, we dispatch 2 of the new fire engines immediately for rush go and the scene. And when they reach the aim for say some parts, not to the entire state house, some parts are in third and fourth floor, within on fire. And that we therefore generates interest in the fire service. And from that, we take about 10 minutes for you for entering a state house. We don't do that initial assessment. They don't send feedback to all commanders around Western area. We begin the operation immediately. The two engines then attack from two different plants. While the different attack, we able for marshal all our fire engines. Then all fire engines we are available by the Western area. Watch that fire scene. So I mean, before it is even 4 o'clock now, all the fire engines then we did it. And in fact, it will interest me for say, me personally as chief officer, I mean, lead the operation. I mean, lead the operation from start so till we finish the particular operation. And when we get at the operation, we fight the fire. The intensity of the fire is at the top floor. Yeah, the fourth floor are 1 or 2 offices then, but at the third floor, and like I say, are just within that inside what they call the west wing, the central part of the west wing. So not only the entire west wing will be fire, not the entire east wing will be fire. Outside we meet the fire, we tell how we should see the fire will move away from there or go to other wings and will destroy other areas. We see the fire in that particular area and make sure to destabilize the way. Yes, the operation takes me a very long time to many people then, it takes me up to 4 hours because now 7:15 and we actually extend the operation. But during that fight, a lot of activities take place. We therefore use, like I say, all fire engines at the western area. We therefore draw a 20,000 liter Bowser for Boomer for able for cancer support and government. Able for draw police firefighters and port Camel's 2,000 liter fire engine. Necessary can support the operation. So we all believe it, and by our Almighty grace and with the professionalism of the market, we aim for bring that fire day under control. You don't extend go past outside the day at the time of the issue. We did it and we able for us the fire. So now as to the extent of damage released like I say, the third floor, some offices there burned. Some were nearly burned completely, some were nearly partially burned, some of the offices there. Then the fourth floor and all the 2 offices there will become affected. Then the stairway will go right up after the 4th floor. One small stairway they go down the collapse. During the firefighting, some firemen will try for assembly for whole extinguishing other fire. It collapses we all. In fact, we said that one of the people that will collapse it. But we all need in protective kits. I'm not going to dress like that dress so for me to Mr. Minister in camera. I mean, in the real firefighting kit. So when it collapses, we all just go and everybody move about and try to bring the fire under control. And I want to use the opportunity to thank everybody, the NDMA, the police. You see one thing of fire, when you get serious police control, especially inside the IGSS every day, when you make sure to take over traffic control management, we not get that problem before when they run up and down, they go for a time and they do here, we get traffic problem, we get full coordination, we able for all that fire with every type of professionalism we will get.
Thank you very much, sir. I want to just see us as a Sierra Leone, as a citizen of Sierra Leone, and as the spokesperson for the government of Sierra Leone. I want to put on record deep admiration and gratitude to you and the members of the National Fire Force. On Friday, for months, few people there. Then they wear some kits and they won't go inside it. That's the definition of heroism.
I've been getting the privilege for good day, just in the middle of some of our operation, and I witness you personally, the day kids a day up day, affects this fire. You deserve the country in respect, the country in appreciation, and the country in support. Because if not for Una, the work Una do, sometimes that fire they don't take over the entire building, jump across other places. But because of what you just explained, that did not happen. Now, I want to tell a story here because I want the family to know the facts. First day, you just explained, you get the call about 3:05. In between 10 and 15 minutes, fire force did not deploy at the sites. Two of the new, take note of the word new, that means they get new fire engine. And also, we know already did it. They start the process and they realize the fire, a big fire, it requires, and the building complex, also, it requires additional support. And this is at the seat of power. When I mobilize and get every single fire station in Western Urban and Western Rural for can send whatever equipment they get, for join you, for feds. One thing we know, mentioned directly, but our family know, nobody not die. Nobody not sustain a major injury, as we know. Including, as my area, one of the steps they collapsed. In the day, when the step collapsed, and they all calm down. Why? Because government will not provide protective equipment. We they be wearing. We help in that fight day where we defend this fire. When they reach the fire in the third and fourth floor, the effects will keep the fire from moving away from the third and fourth floor. So they contain the fire on the third and fourth floor and effect until the fire be done. I mean, when you can't do now for say the fire will not get confidence, so will not extinguish. The Honorable Vice President will be the Chief of Police, NDMA General CC and others. I want for you just remind me how long it take in total for fight this fire, and then the Honorable VP will call you into a meeting and give you another task with a part of your job. First thing in the morning, you go back inside State House. When I've been doing preliminary assessment, plenty people don't talk about what caused the fire speculation day. You are the professional. Please share with the public with a professional view on the cause of the fire. You can start with how long it will take for the fire and then what you do. And then I want to come to that conclusion on a professional view, preliminary for now, on the cause of the fire. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. We use exactly 4 hours, 10 minutes. Remember, I tell you, I say we get the call at 3:05, and at 7:15 we don't extend the operation. And that's now. Are they up when? I talk with the Honorable Vice President directly, and they right at the top of State House when I tell her how say the operation don't do. And it is so instrumental in knowing waiting they will happen. So in order, say as you can go, in fact I meet that make I shed tears. I not ever meet up that kind of experience in my life. As I come down from the Honorable Vice President, all ministers that were present, including the brother, the Minister of Information, they were all down there waiting for me at that State House garden, the State House lawn, for him for can talk to them. And I nearly shed tears because that was the first time for him to call me national heroes. But then I'm not the one for John a hero because State House they go. And we do it we supposed for you professionally. Now as to the cause of the fire, you see, I will tell you categorically clear, or say in my opinion and the opinion of the entire fire service, we believe say this is not electrical fire. but not all electrical fire will get something for do with NP or EDSA or whatever. This na electrical fire we get for do with the appliance they go with the use inside the building. We able for do a lot of research at the building after, because one of the vice president don't do the order, say for do all the research and we able for look at the site that we born. We meet up, plug them, we switch on. We meet up, plug them, then extension, then we normal extension they go we buy. Something of very, very low standard. I mean, you can buy extension today, you connect them, you feel say now bad electricity, but now the extension will buy the material. You see, the extension then are rubber. Now rubber they take for insulator. So if the insulating power of that particular material become compromised for any whatever reason, it will be raised to fire. We realize say plug them the day maybe they still on. We realize say even ACs we meet up 1 or 2 ACs the day will be they on. Yeah, as of the time. So looking at the electrical connections that will be there now ground and scatter at the wall them and others, lead we for able for now begin to check, go cable to cable, the trace what you call fire behavior. I mean fire behavior, I'm not going to explain everything about fire behavior inside this program. It took me 6 months now waiting for able for study fire behavior. But using the fire behavior technique and able for know the movement of the fire, that make we logically conclude for say this is an electrical fire based upon the appliance system, what you can call normally we call the applied load. They call in this building they don't belong. This AC which now applied load. All the ACs and all the electrical material they now applied load. Now the building supposed to carry a particular load. If you overload them, it will cause fire. Then if you put a cable, then we see now some of the offices then, you know, that state house, the floor then, that third and the 4th floor will be there. Now both floor, that's what they build in ancient time. Now carpet then they pray on top. You know, don't go to state house, if you work on top of the carpet, you don't go to say now both floor. So when you put carpet on top of the both floor, how do they fix the carpet then? Then evo stick and they pray first, and then put the carpet because you don't want carpet then for the move more. Evo stick now highly combustible material. When that one they meet fire, in fact that will be one of the reasons why make me smoke. Black smoke will go all over because the carpet them and the evo stick will be able for act as accelerants. For accelerate the spread at which the fire they go. We'll be able to know that quick and some of the affected will be able to wrap off so that we'll be able to bring the situation under control. So authoritatively from the fire point of view as chief officer of this republic, I see with an authoritative parliament I get all the facts. You see, when we talk, I don't already write the entire fire report. Already I talk so now waiting the inside this fire report. We are not already forward. Authoritatively speaking, an electrical fire we get to do with electrical malfunction of appliance that will be done inside the building.
Thank you, sir. Malfunction of appliances within the building, and the professional view of with Chief Fire Officer in the Republic of Salo, so that the reason why we come here and say this is so that we will show persevering commitment, transparency, and freedom of information that people have a right to know. That's the people's house. And also so that we will avoid fake news and damaru. Some people want to go and create something. Now, just to be clear, and I can't out to anything else to say. The Honorable Vice President, we also set up a response team. The response team get 3 major tasks. One, they take this report now, then they conduct a larger investigation for see if the appliance is there. Then we are then give a professional opinion, also a view on it. The investigationer will say, okay, this appliance, with this apple, now somebody do it by willfully never or not, now negligence, now whether negligence, now mistake, now this, okay? Waiting apple leading up to, waiting apple on the day, and waiting we will learn from that. One part of the investigation with the team with the bit of setup. The team includes law enforcement, NDMA within professional engineering, private engineering firms have been invited to join that team. Ministry of Works and Public Asset in that team. So we'll look at all that. The second task, that for them assess the extent of the infrastructure damage to the building. And now suitability for work. Because like I said, the smoke will go the next day, will go the smoke will all choke. All go inside. This was a day after. So for check, okay, let's not happen to the foundation of the building now, how we will use that, we say everything. We don't mention, see, other floors were unaffected, including the floor where the house normally the office of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. So those, they therefore now do all that assessment, and within a week, they will provide a report to the Honorable Vice President for onward review by His Excellency the President. Third task, we they get, now for now they commend. Wait for learn from this, wait for do different, and wait for do for ensure recovery, rehabilitation, use of the building. All of that, this government, in the spirit of transparency, will come back and report to the people of Sierra Leone. General, as NDMA, una self immediately get calls. When disasters may happen at this scale, NDMA play a critical role. Maybe that starts by asking you, let people in the family understand. NDMA the role and the role on play on the day. And anything we want to share on the patterns of disasters, we you don't observe as a professional and we think we all need for do. So we'll give you like 7 minutes. Let you do that before we don't come to the Honorable Minister. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Viewers and listeners, good afternoon. As the Chief Fire Officer don't say, the incident we get the information about the fire at State House. Then I put the rapid team, response team together and instruct, we're headed by the whole director, Director of Relief and Response. Then said go on the site immediately. And when they go in, they made the fire force already don't begin try to put the fire out. Then the head of the team, where now the director, informed me and tell me say, DG, this fire is serious. So immediately I left what I do so that myself rushed to the site. And indeed, when I reached the site, I really know say the fire is serious. The Chief Fire Officer don't tell you now how long it takes for put out the fire. But I also want to talk about the coordinated efforts will happen around the vicinity of State House to make sure say this fire will fight them effectively and put them under control. Several other organizations, agencies, ministers of government, including the deputy minister, which is lawyer, so they did it, the minister, they did it, some staff of the State House, including the president, the secretary to the president, the chief of staff, the facility manager for that building there, and other key staff there. ONS the Center of Intelligence and Security Agency in the EXA, the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, in fact about 3 generals in the on site. The Sierra Leone Police Brigade, including the IG himself, Guma authorities as well in Dede. Ministers, as I don't say, deputy ministers, and others. Another key person will be the Honorable Vice President. himself been there on the ground. When disasters can occur, we can activate what we call the incident management system. Inside this Leone incident management system, no sooner than it happen, you dey appoint an incident commander where they take care of the side way people who get access to and where they don't get access to. Well, as the most senior individual we've been there out yonder, that is the way that the Honorable Vice President, he assumed the role, he automatically assumed the role of the incident commander because he was directing issues professionally that day. So I want to say thank you for that. I want to commend the efforts of the National Fire Force. In fact, on that day, to be honest, the chief fire officer in SSF to become a firefighter. He was right there. And it not been easy for them because it was not to be working time. So offices were closed. So some side for them to gain access, they get for break doors. And that again takes some time. So indeed, they do a lot of sacrifice. So I think say, as Sierra Leoneans, we need for commended displaying the highest degree of leadership and loyalty. Thank you very much, Chief Fire Officer. We all admire that day. You know, the Honorable Minister on top already was the thing that we government put in place already. The investigations that we get for go on, and including forensic investigation as well, so that we will know who side for put blame or who side not for put blame. But I just want to talk generally now about hazards and the country. Last year, we've been inundated with building collapse. Series of building and collapse, and especially Freetown. We get about 14 buildings that we collapsed last year. And almost, except one, but all the fatalities we suffered last year, when I mean 31, all are due to building collapse, or fence or wall collapse. This year don't start. We don't begin with fire incidents. And it is becoming serious by the day. That not only for Freetown, but even in the provinces. And most of them fire, they are so really happen. To be very honest, the human factor, the inside the plenty. Waiting that we safely do, we not good with the big plenty that happen. Honestly, fire may catch for itself. If somebody not trigger. Even the upline fire they will get. Now bushfire people in the go put. Now fire they come on a bush at all. Like that serious fire in Kuchima. We all know a reporter. We over 40 houses destroyed. People farm products there. We they don't harvest. Put on and banks them. All go. Houses them go. So this year we don't begin with serious fires. For the NDLA, your point of view, we get about 78 different fires and we don't record. The fires of the National Fire Force is different though. Because then if each in case fire set the record because they call them for body. But the one that we don't record, we will not do assessment of is about 78 fires across the country. And that is alarming.
This is not from January to
now.
Okay.
January to now, this first quarter of the year, it's really alarming. We therefore pay attention to which they really do. For now, we make sure we try for stop anything else. I don't see most of the things that will happen with them fire disasters here. Now, human-induced fires and they'll go. With the left with houses them, with the left with AC them on, with the left with fridge and freezers them on, with the left with other electrical appliances them on. To be very honest and bad habits, we need for put them off. When we come back, we put them on. If honestly, even we wife them, we mama them, we auntie them, when you prepare 4-5 days soup, if you don't get enough ice during the weekend, you can put your freezer off or you can put them on. So you cannot develop back the ice before do the clean. So we don't get no reason why actually for left anything that they on. We need for pay attention because the lost way we dey suffer when fire happen. It's difficult for the place. It's really, really difficult for the place. So we therefore pay attention, you know. We don't do certain things then we plan. Every year, this document will also now the annual hazard calendar will produce. If you look at them, you go see at the center, you see that fire. So from January to December, fire and hazard in this country. In cuts right across. In other areas, you will see say bushfires and the north, yes, limited to January to March. March to May, you get some other bushfires and the south and other windstorm begin from May to July because that's when the rain don't begin to come, breeze they blow heavily. Then you get flooding where they start from June, July, August, September. We call them the just months. July, August, September. Then they now floods them. Then we get. Then you get floods and windstorms again. We will continue which we take to then November before we will say we don't rest more. But no sooner we rest, fire don't pick up this year. So we therefore make sure we pay attention to what we do with fire. And we appeal specifically to the woman them. Because they play more with fire in the house. Some people can just left them cold pots in the backyard. They say go out for himself. If breeze can blow that one, they sell in the house. A fire. So we undertake a lot of activities as an agency. We do continuous engagement. Now the various media houses, radio and TV, to sensitize people on fires and how to prevent them. Don't be careful with that. You know. Then we also do a lot of advisories we give to communities around. We use volunteer system. When they in the hazard areas, the areas that we think say they prone to them kind of thing, and they let them talk to them. Especially areas whose we almost get communal type of living. Then now host to host. Difference on yourself. We cough now, you don't say the other person there. So as you see fire happen, you get that domino effect. So in any make a reason and say 50 houses then born. Now 50 structures, makeshift structures, now they're born. But not because of some of the areas they would live, some of the slum areas they would live. So we therefore we strategies around that as I talk. We air jingles and so many other things like the radio and television. Some of them are with all free lines are active, 1199. Now all the 3 networks in the country.
1199?
1199.
Alright.
Yes, now it's all free line. We don't activate the situation room so that at every one time people that are available for respond to them call and they and for take action so that we will go there, you know. And we also require the society itself. And especially we within here, the journalists here, members of the 40 states, when I get a lot of role for play, for Lord will all help and spread the information as well, Lord will reduce the disasters. We don't want any disaster happen because the effects it too much. Yes. And mostly you don't be able to recover from them completely. Government can say, now support you, they can't support you. But you don't give you everything. So the advice that we pay attention to what you say.
Alright, thank you, General. Thank you very much, General, at the head of NDMA, the National Disaster Management Agency. Madam Minister, just before I come to you, I want one quick follow-up question on the data. The NDMA chief said they no record 75 fire. 78. See, man, pay attention. And then they pay attention. Test. So I won't pass this test. Give me your data. Fires for body and stats. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. We did record every fire. I mean, NDMA record what they call critical infrastructure. We did record everything. We data they should say from January, February, and March. Now 201 fire. And fire force conflict right across the country. 201. And the breakdown is as follows. West region, we record 119 fire incidents. Southern region 35. Northwest 19. Northeast 19. Northwest 6. Eastern region 32. We make 201 fire from January to March. From where we begin April, we don't record 15 fires, including the unfortunate incident at State House.
So that means we talk 216
fire incidents
from January to April.
Exactly.
And that included 34 fire this morning?
Yes, sir, including 34
Okay,
fire.
so we also refer to that fire this morning. I call you immediately as well. And they do this for. Okay, thank you very much. Again, I can let for tell and say, no to so you have been doing. Yeah, and not been this so. Proactive disclosure of information and President Bill sets the standard that we as a government forgive public information. Now I come to the colleague, the Honorable Minister of Social Welfare. Madam Minister, the social welfare sector is critical. In fact, plenty of the security and other challenges that we get connection with this sector. Today, I want to give you 10 minutes in total because I want to take 5 minutes and I need to have a talk this time around for me. So the minister will see us in 10 minutes. I want to keep it to the 10 minutes. I want, Madam Minister, let's spend the first 5 minutes. Let's just give you a top line status of your sector. And then the other 5 minutes, I don't say you want to talk about temple or you want to talk about with brother and sister the way you go will be bring up. Just yesterday, you'll be dealing with one situation where they bring a whole bus from us, I think at Mauritania, for comeback salon. So give me an update on the sector, and update me on this situation. You get it 10 minutes. Go ahead, Minister.
Thank you very much, Minister Sipa, and thank you, Fambudem, where they listen and the one that we present here. I'm glad for the this program. And also just for say generally, the Ministry of Social Welfare, they deal with the rights and well-being of the less privileged, the one that we call the vulnerable people. So now in the ministry, we get different directorates, and we get family welfare. We of course deal with Mama and Papa Pekin, and they want to keep a palava over Pekin, and that one say maintenance for Pekin. Then they all do the deal with Ayanda. We also get mental health directorate, where of course the famous push fight, where we are able for open a rehab center now Hastings, and we also they on the open a bow and down, and we don't rehabilitate mostly college and school picking them and send them back to school and send them back to college. Even people that we don't come out of this country, we don't come and can't benefit from with services then what they provide. We also deal with the social and religious affairs directorate where they talk about disabilities, the aged, of course this migration, what we can talk about, and religious affairs and disability issues. We try very hard and we don't begin rehabilitate and some center for them to make sure say we people they not only depend on begging, street begging. We want to make sure say they involved in viable economic activities where at least they will go learn a trade. So through we partner